If there's one artist out of 111 at Bonnarwho I don't think you should see, it's Diplo, a man whose alleged predatory behavior is such an open secret that Schitt's Creek made a joke about it.
Diplo still sends me nudes.
If stories of abuse are at all triggering for you, please stop this video now, because instead of playing his music like I normally would, I'm going to talk about an alleged pattern of physical and psychological abuse perpetrated against young women of color for years. And if you think you know this story, you do not. Number one is Shelly August, who, amongst many claims, alleges that she was groomed since she was 17, was filmed without her permission having consensual sex, and then later was sexually assaulted in 2019 after a Las Vegas show. After she filed a police report, she also claims that he retaliated by distributing revenge porn.
I didn't process it as rape, but then, later on I learned that as soon as you say no and the person knows you don't want it, that's rape. You had sex with my friend who was 15 years old and recorded it.
Number two is Zelia Banks, who claims that she started sleeping with Diplo when she was 17 and was forced to trade songs for sex.
I used to have sex with Diplo when I was 17. Diplo definitely found me on fucking MySpace. And cause I've always given him credit for fucking launching my career off. But yeah, I had to give him some teenage pussy to do it. Women watch their fucking daughters around Diplo.
Number three, an anonymous woman who claims that Diplo threw everyone out of a hotel room and then sexually assaulted her. And number four, an anonymous woman who told Shelly August that Diplo knowingly gave her an STI. But then there are also stories like MIA, where what she talks about is essentially emotional abuse and control. A London woman named Gabriella who claims that Diplo tried to start grooming her when she was 15 years old.
So he literally says, let's hang. Who the F wants to hang out with a child?
And Quen Blackwell, a 19-year-old creator who kind of backtracked claims that she was unsafe when living with an older man during the same period when she was staying at one of Diplo's properties.
All the 40-year-olds around me were like, y'all souls are just so in sync. Can anyone call the police? Because I'm not in a good situation.
And past that, it seems like half of Reddit has allegedly had a negative experience with him or knows somebody that has. From sex pest behavior like sending nudes, begging for nude photos, to giving somebody chlamydia, to grooming behaviors like following minors on Twitter, commenting and retweeting minors, sending them DMs, buying them alcohol. Then you have alleged instances of interactions with minors, from a 16-year-old at Burning Man, an underage girl in India, a 17-year-old in 2014, a different high schooler, and a 17-year-old Brazilian girl during Carnival. And again, these are all anonymous accusations, and they need to be looked at through that lens. One thing that Diplo defenders will do is bring up the fact that he was found innocent in the Shelly August case and awarded $1.2 million, only that's not at all what happened. An arbitrator found that August had violated a dual protection order and indirectly disparaged Diplo with a series of tweets, including showing support for sexual assault victims. She was fined $50,000 per tweet, including a retweet of Rihanna, and she had to pay for his lawyer's fees. To date, Diplo has never been found innocent in front of a jury. I do not want to talk about why women don't file charges against powerful abusers. I'm not going to talk about how Diplo's lawyers are so thorough that they tracked down a blog on savingcountrymusic.com. And I'm not going to talk about how alleged filming of sex acts might make somebody terrified that the world will see their most private moments. But this also goes much deeper. Missing white woman syndrome means that stories of abuse that happen to young women of color are much less covered in the media. And I'm certainly not an expert on this. I just feel like it would be irresponsible for me to not mention the lack of traction that their stories get compared to somebody who continues to work with incredibly powerful people. And so you have to ask yourself, is this a series of women with very similar convincing lies, or is this a pattern of behavior? When someone shows you who they are, do you believe them? Because I do think it would be weird for somebody engaged in this type of behavior to joke about it so much. Like asking people to DM him to get James Franco with him right after the actor was caught DMing a 17-year-old. Or tweeting after party at Roman Polanski's. Or saying he wants to join an R. Kelly sex cult. Or that women are regretful after sex with him. Or begging for nudes on Twitter. Offering entry to shows in exchange for nudes. Constantly begging people to send him nudes. It would be weird to joke about that stuff, right? But here's the thing. I don't personally know the truth here. All I could do is tell you what the accusations are. Would I go see Diplo at Bonnarwho? Hell no. Is Diplo somebody that I would want to spend any amount of time around or support? Absolutely not. But it's interesting to me how many people, after hearing the rumors swirl for years, seemingly don't have a problem with associating with him. Maybe if they knew a little bit more of the story, they'd change their minds.